If you're watching this video, there is a big chance that you've been working on your personal brand for a while now. In this video, I will show you how you can measure the success of your personal brand in 1, 2, 3 simple steps. What's up, bosses? I'm Talyn, your personal brand consultant at Boss Diplomat, making you look so good you can't be ignored. Working on your personal brand, you have to kind of measure it. Somewhere along the lines, is this working for me? What's not working? Am I actually improving? Am I getting good clients coming my way? You have to be able to track some of these measurements. And when you are, guess what? Congratulations! You are amplifying your brand up and up and up, because now you're getting really, really serious about your personal brand and actually getting from building your brand to growing your brand. And this is where you need SMART goals. And I don't mean smart as in your goals are stupid and your goals are really clever. I mean SMART, SMART. What this stands for is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. How do you do this? Let me explain. Now, you probably heard of KPIs and ROIs and all of that BS. A lot of acronyms right there. So KPIs is your key performance indicators. That means you are able to track and measure how you're doing. Because when you have data on your side, you are able to tell whether something is working in your strategy and whether your strategy is complete trash and you need to throw it out the window and start all over again. When you have that power, when you have that sort of information that can really tell you whether your strategy is smart or really bad, you can actually make smart decisions on what to do next. Now, before you throw away your strategy, let's figure out what's going on. First of all, we need to find out, where are you right now? Where are you in terms of your growth, in terms of everything that you've did? Take stock of all of the things that you've done for your personal brand before you start to think, my goodness, I've been doing this for a year and I'm still not making any money. It takes time. When the money comes, it's going to come boom, really, really hard. But you need to grind at it. You do need to work your personal brand. You need to show yourself, get out there, go to events, meet people. It's not just going to happen overnight. You do have to make that consistent effort. And then when you have this consistent effort, this is where you can see whether your effort is actually worth anything or not. So what are your specific goals? Now, instead of thinking by the end of the year, I want to make $200,000. Okay, that's a big goal, but we need to break it up into smaller pieces in order to get to that 200K goal. So guess what? We have 4 quarters in a year. That's 4 mini goals that you can have. And then within those 4 mini goals, you can have 1 goal per month. And I don't have 12 fingers. Look, see, I'm a normal human being. So you can have 12 mini goals for the entire year. Those are your monthly goals. Stick with your monthly goals. And then every quarter, you're going to check whether your strategy is actually working for your personal brand or is actually tanking your personal brand. This is how we can start measuring whether you're meeting your monthly goals or not. Are those consistent little goals helping you get to the bigger picture? And if you get to the bigger picture faster, great. Don't stop. Keep your goals as it is, but just change the end result. If you surpass that $200,000 goal at month 6, great. Let's amp it. Let's add another 100,000 because you know that you can crush it. Your strategy is working because you have the figures and the statistics to back the fact that what you're doing is actually working really well. And now that you know that your goal is achievable, make sure that it's relevant. Know everything that you do right now is going to qualify for the next year because you don't know what market conditions are going to look like. You don't know who else is going to show up doing exactly what you do, and you have no idea what the external factors are going to look like. Your products might actually need to raise in price and you don't know how that's going to impact your customer base right now. So your strategy needs to change on a yearly basis and your goals need to change with that. And let's make it time bound. Now, what that means is your goals are fixed to a very specific point in time. This is how we are able to track whether what you're doing actually is working in your benefit or not. There's so much that can happen in 1 month time. And there's so much more that can happen in 3 months time. And then there's so much more that can happen in 6 months time. And there's so much more that can happen in 12 months time. Now, when you add all of this together, you're going to see how much you have done and how much your personal brand has actually helped you to propel forward. But we do need those goals in place, because then you don't know what you're aiming for. So one of the things that we do in Boss Diplomat for package number 3, which is called the brand amplifier, is actually put in these SMART goals that help you reach your key performance indicators, help you decide whether your return on investment is actually worth it or not. See, it all comes back. And then you'll know whether the work we do is BS or not. And you know what that means, right? I don't just spell that out right. At Boss Diplomat, we put together a 12-month plan to get you from A to B. Now, every quarter we do have smaller goals. So for one of my clients, I mentioned that we should increase her profitability by 20% every quarter. However, I have no clue how much money she's raised in the last 12 months. That information needs to come from the clients. Then we need to see how well her website is doing. Where is the traffic coming from? Is the traffic going to be coming from the work that I'm doing with influencer marketing and growing her social media? Or is it coming externally? If it's coming externally, we need to do more of that. One of my strategies is to do influencer marketing. I do not rely on online ads because number one, I am not a digital marketer. And number two, your brand needs to align with the people that you're trying to get in. And working with influencers is one of the biggest ways to do this. However, it's all about matchmaking. We need to match your personality, your business mission, your values with the right influencer, because then you're just wasting everyone's time. And that's what I'm really good at doing. I'm kind of like the business matchmaker, and I get the right influencers connected with your business. And the best part is they give you kudos. They share your product and service to their followers. So you don't actually need to have a big social media follower to be able to be successful. But we need to see whether their story is actually doing anything for your business. This is where tracking is very important. The other thing we need to look into is, how is your engagement rate? Are people actually buying from you or booking out your sessions or scheduling a meeting with you? Because if that's not happening, we might need to tweak the strategy. But we do not tweak the strategy on a monthly basis. We need to look at it from a bigger picture. And every quarter, that's when you have your strategy calls. And that's when you look at the data and go, what's working, what's not, what do we need to change, and what do we need to amplify even more? Of course, getting feedback is incredibly important. And this is where the information is coming from the client. This is the information that's coming from the customers. This is the information that's coming from your partners, because I don't get to see any of that. I am not part of your day-to-day business, but when we meet on a monthly basis, you're giving me that information. So come ready with that information, because that is critical. If I have no idea how much money you're making, I have no idea what your next goal should be. We want to make sure that we keep moving your brand forward. Your brand needs to be able to attract the best clients, not just normal clients. Here is one bonus tip to measure your personal brand success and get an outside perspective on how you're doing in your brand. This can be done by having a professional look at your entire brand, from your website to your social media, and point out where you can improve. You can do this by booking a 30-minute free brand session with me, your Fairy BOSSmother, and I will give you everything that I can to make sure that your brand is actually successful. Click on the description and get on my calendar. You only need 30 minutes to change your business. That's not a lot of time. ROI, KPI, all of that. Let's do it.